Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, the intern, Josh Hennig pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. It's the locker room with Billy Schwein, Saturday morning edition. A little foggy, a little rainy outside, but it's a great day to talk sports. Andrew Leeds.
Yeah, that it is. We have some action. We got March Madness going on. Clearly going into the
a lot of things going on in that tournament, Josh Hennig. I mean, this is an exciting tournament where we're down to all the number ones have been knocked out.
Yeah.
We have a lot to get to in 2 hours. And my only concern is if we don't get to all of it in the 2 hours.
Well, we only have 2 hours. And by the way, full disclosure here. So my computer, we're streaming live on my YouTube channel, The Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Of course, you can go to my website and you can see us, check us out there. But my computer, which where we stream from, isn't working. So Josh Hennig, thank God he knows what he's doing when it comes to computers and stuff, set me up. But I'm like, everything's like the left side. It would be like the equivalent of driving in England after driving in the United States for many years.
Well, if that's the case, you should never drive a Nissan Skyline.
Because I got the microphone on my left side of my face, the computer's on the right. Everything's different.
Well, you got to learn to adjust, Bill. You got to be flexible.
I'm gonna have to be flexible here.
Yeah, I don't think this view looks bad. I think you might have your
as it goes out
hitting all the right angles.
Check out the website. Andrew Leeds, the intern, has done a magnificent job with the website, the locker room, BillySchwein.com.
Yeah, and also if you go on the website, we do still have that poll up on the greatest Philadelphia sports uniform of all time.
And the Kelly Greens is pretty good. It has a pretty sizable lead.
Yeah,
we got one more day on the poll at Locker Room 973 on Twitter.
Yeah,
and on
the website, on Instagram. Actually, I do know the Philadelphia Powder Blues. I think won
the Instagram
Powder
one?
Blues. Yeah, on the Instagram poll, won about I'm looking 4-2
because there's about 53%. I think on the Twitter. Let me check that out. I've chosen. That doesn't surprise me. I love the Kelly Greens, and apparently a lot of people do. A lot of people agree with.
I think a lot of people of a certain age love the Kelly Green. I feel like if you are in a certain age range, you identify the Kelly Green a little more. Whereas I think there's a lot of people who maybe are not in that age range. They've seen the modern Phillies in the baby blues, and they've seen the Flyers in their alternate uniforms. And I think they are more familiar with those uniforms again. Because the Kelly Green has been, I mean, we haven't seen Kelly Green consistently on the field in 20 years?
It's also the way we ask the question. What is your favorite all-time Philadelphia sports jersey? And we even listed it with the years. Eagles 80s Kelly Green, Sixers thousands black jersey. The one that Allen Iverson made popular.
Yeah,
Phillies powder blue. We didn't have a decade or two because they've worn them
Throwback
now.
Thursday nowadays.
And then Flyers 70s orange. So it goes 51% just on the Twitter poll. Now you can, Andrew, talk about the Instagram poll, but on the Twitter poll, 51% picked the Kelly Green. Only 9% took the Sixers black jersey, which just surprises me.
Yeah,
the Sixers black jersey.
I'm really surprised at that, Josh.
There's a lot of people who don't like the Sixers black jersey, and I understand it. The Sixers, for a long time, you go back to, Fee Fi Fo, Moses Malone, and Dr. J and all those guys. That was red. That was white, and then in more recent years, they've kind of gotten back to the red and the white schemes a little bit more. I feel like the black was very specific to the Iverson era.
Yeah, it only got 9%, and the Phillies powder blue got 33%, while the Flyers 70s orange only got 7%.
Well, nobody's happy with the Flyers.
And
right
I was
now.
going to say, is that number indicative of the fact that the Flyers aren't good?
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
why does that change the way you look at the jersey?
Like
though?
you guys
because
are
it's
bringing
an
up
emotional connection.
I'm the only one that's allowed to be emotional.
Billy, the whole world is emotional. They just don't admit it.
See, so you guys also mentioned the powder blue, how modern fans, not only do they have an affinity and a relationship with it, they've seen it play in the World Series.
Exactly.
Right, that's true too.
You haven't seen.
Yeah, but why does that shouldn't have any
perception is reality, Bill.
Josh Hennig. All right, a lot going on, man. We got this year is the tournaments. This will be the first time ever that all 4 number 1 seeds have failed to make the Elite 8. Do you like that, Andrew?
I love it personally.
Do you love it? Is it good for the tournament?
I can see how it could not be good for the image of the committee, obviously, because clearly they must have made some mistakes. But also,
I don't think they made any mistakes, Josh. I think it's a great thing for the tournament. I mean, this is why you play. This is why you got to get on the court and play the game. Just because someone's ranked number 1 doesn't. I heard the head coach of Princeton said we're not intimidated by anybody. These kids all know each other. They play in summer leagues, and they, you know what I mean. They're familiar. The players are familiar with each other.
Yeah.
So there's no real intimidation.
I think it's just the fact that there's more parity than there's ever been. There's a lot of. Don't forget, there's a lot of guys who are playing right now who have gotten that extra year or 2 of eligibility because of COVID. And because of that, because of those NCAA rules being all easy, like Baycott from North Carolina is coming back again next year. Like that dude's going to turn. I mean, that dude was jokingly even made fun of himself on Twitter saying that I'm Perry Ellis from Kansas. Remember the guy Perry Ellis? He looked like he was like 35 years old playing in Kansas. But it's the idea that a lot of these guys, you go through the roster of these teams, you have San Diego State, Princeton, Creighton. Those teams are full of guys who have been there for a few years.
Yeah, and the thing when the sportsbook Consigliere comes on at the bottom of the hour, we'll really get into tournament talk. I want to talk about the Phillies, obviously with the loss of Rhys Hoskins. We want to get into that because I don't think that Rhys Hoskins, his value, people are as upset as they should be to lose 30 home runs. We'll get into that. Of course, at the top of the second hour at 11 o'clock, we'll be talking with former Flyer great Brian Propp. Brian suffered a stroke a few years ago, and now he's having a golf outing, a golf tournament called the Guffaw Classic, which I believe is on May 15th. We're going to talk to Brian Propp. And along those lines, guys, Steve Coates hung it up after 43 years. Our good buddy Steve Coates.
Coatesy called it.
Now, you grew up on Coatesy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, I did. I mean,
too, if you think about it, but
yeah, pretty much. I mean, I always think Coatesy was, he's been a legend. Obviously, he's been there for as long as I've been alive, and yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see him.
So it's sad to see.
It's sad to see.
Yeah, it's sad to see that go. But you know what? I feel like in a way, with the Flyers in a flux, that the whole. They need to change. They got rid of their general manager. The old guard needs to go. And I don't mean Coatesy necessarily means to go. I'm just saying it's a reflection of the changing times over there.
There needs to be a growth. There needs to be an evolution. And it's not that anybody says we don't want these people around, but I think it's evident that this is a franchise that you just said former Flyer great Brian Propp. Well, Brian Propp was great when the Flyers were great.
Right.
The Flyers really have not been great in too long. And I think it's a reflection of the fact that the organization has made the mistake of leaning on the wrong people for the wrong decisions for too long.
Yeah, and with the Flyers, they have not been great, but they were great this past Tuesday night when I was in the Wells Fargo Center watching them
I saw that you posted there.
Yeah, me and my girlfriend, we had a great time. They actually won 6-3.
I was going to say, they haven't beaten the Wild.
They won on Thursday night.
Yeah.
In the shootout.
Yeah, but they haven't beaten the Wild in I don't know how long.
Well, it's all because Chuck Fletcher's not there anymore.
But I want to get back. And we'll talk about the Eagles. Eagles signed a couple of really good.
We got to talk about the Eagles.
We're going to talk Eagles. We'll cover it all today. Like Josh said, we only have 2 hours to do it in it, so we're going to squeeze it all in. The Sportsbook Consigliere at 10:30, Brian Propp at 11, and we're going to talk when we get back on the other side. I want to get into the Phillies talk because I have a couple specific questions that I'd like to hear you guys respond to. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts to help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing, from the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or call the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. That's 609-399-1227. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill located on Route 50 and Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg, New Jersey. Just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's a straight shot. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials. They're open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. That's because Dave Lavari does it right. Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts, live music every Friday night. If you want to book a private party, give Dave Lavari a call, 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey later today on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action. It's Flyers Red Wings later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN and listen live on the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson and Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
It's March, and you know what that means? Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Your next BMW is waiting for you. Find exceptional savings on an extensive selection of your favorite new BMW models. Right now, lease a new 2023 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $559 a month for 36 months. Plus, get exceptional trade-in value for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 6093.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds with his own microphone today. Of course, Josh Hennig, my long-time, well, you're my boss and you're my producer, co-host. You do it all, Josh.
I'm whatever you need me to do, though. I'm flexible like that.
Multi-talented. Of course, the Sixers dropped a game last night to the Golden State Warriors, 120 to 112. I told you, Andrew, and I was fighting to stay awake last night.
Yeah.
And with Joel Embiid was just dominating, and that guy Looney couldn't even stop him.
Yeah,
I was shocked, and I kind of fell asleep, but I woke up with like 5 minutes to go in the game. And I was shocked to see that they lost. I thought they were going to win that game, especially when Joel Embiid drops 46 on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when your bench only gives you 12 points when the other team's bench gives them 54. I mean, besides Embiid and Tobias, Melton had a decent game. Maxey had a decent start to the game, and he kind of cooled off towards the end. But, it's going to be tough when your bench gets outscored by
last night
points.
Was a perfect example why you need a guy like Harden on the floor, because Maxey obviously does not have the maturity and experience enough yet to handle those moments. He took 2 or 3 shots that were really unnecessary.
But I said this to you during the break. He did hit 3 threes
in the beginning
of the game, but what's not how in basketball really not how you start, it's how you finish. Unless you're the Bulls. The other night, the Sixers, I turned the game on like a minute into the game, and it was 25 to 1. I don't think I've ever seen a score like that. Have you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it started off 17-0, and then the Bulls made a free throw, and then
25 to 1. That was kind of weird. Of course, we're going to start talking. I want to start talking about Phillies, but starting tomorrow, we have Tommy Green back for On the Mound segment with Tommy Green, which is going to be brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for designated drivers. They are going to sponsor Tommy Green this year. Of course, the John R. Elliott campaign has been associated with the Phillies for some time now, so it's a good fit, and we'll talk Phillies baseball on the mound with Tommy Green every Sunday. But I want to start off, guys, with the devastating news and loss of Rhys Hoskins. Now, Rhys Hoskins, I believe, in this area, he's loved and hated. Would you agree with that, Josh? Is that a fair assessment?
It's very fair, because I think a lot of people, they like Rhys Hoskins, the person,
right?
But they hate Rhys Hoskins, the defensive fielder.
The defensive fielder, because Andrew Leeds, you and I both know, and so does Josh, it's not going to be easy to replace 30 home runs consistently. He hits anywhere between 20. He's been hitting almost 30 home runs a season.
Yeah, he hit exactly 30 this past season.
Right.
You're absolutely right, Billy. That's a huge hole that they're going to have to try to fill.
I don't see the concern in and around this area, Josh. All week on your show, game night, have you detected not a panic, but like real concern? You lose 30 home runs and a leader like Rhys Hoskins. I think it's a significant loss, Josh Hennig.
I think it's a loss, but I don't think it's a significant loss for one reason, and that is you at least have the players on the team that can fill the void. First of all, you got Trey Turner now. You didn't have Trey Turner last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Derek Hall, I think, has shown you that he could be a bat, and the Phillies and Dave Dombrowski have said that they're going to lean on Derek Hall and see what he can do. Obviously, you have a couple months to see how it goes before you go to the deadline. Listen, this team, Billy, let me ask you a question.
That's what I'm here for, Josh.
Last May and June, did you think the Phillies were going to the World Series?
No. You know my concern. Yeah. Mike Carlin he had to get me off the ledge.
Right. So I think that you have to treat a baseball season like it's a marathon. And I think that April and May, you just treat it as, let's see what happens. Then if you get to June, then people like you and me, Billy, can start pounding the table and say, you got to make a trade or not, And
Right. Are
listen,
you buyers or sellers?
well, they're going to be buyers no matter what, but it's the idea. What are you buying? You know, when you're going to the store, are you getting boneless chicken breasts? Are you getting ground, ground beef? You know, what are you getting for dinner? You know, it's the idea that when you go shopping, what are you getting?
All right.
Do you need to get a first baseman? Do you need to get something else? We won't know that for a few months. So that's why I think, for me at least, I'm not panicked. I think a lot of people are maybe not losing their mind.
This injury is bad for the Phillies. However, with the acquisition of Trey Turner and the fact that the Phillies are loaded with stars, this team's got stars.
Yeah, this lineup is.
But I
incredible.
wrote my article like I do every Friday on 97.3ESPN.com, where Josh edits and publishes for me. I put that we've got 3 significant injuries.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's significant.
To me, the pitching is more of a concern than Rhys Hoskins, because Ranger Suarez was a huge part of the team's success last year.
Yeah.
There's no statistical number like games started, right? Billy,
Yeah.
I know you're love your stats.
I mean, he closed out that series against
but
the
to me,
Padres.
availability is huge.
What does Q always say to us? Can't make the club in the tub.
Right. So to me, Suarez, he's my concern right now of the 3.
But they do go out and get Walker from the Mets. And remember, he was 12-5 with a 3.46 ERA.
And don't forget, his numbers probably would have been better if he was on a team that was more consistent.
So we're going to look for him to step up.
Right. And he's an innings eater. He's a guy who's a reliable guy to start every 4 or 5 days. But my thing is that to me, this team is going to win or lose because of who's in the starting rotation. We have the hitters.
Well, it is all about pitching.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Andrew, it's all about pitching.
Yeah, if you don't have good pitchers, it doesn't matter how good
But when
you
you
can
got
hit.
guys like Schwarber, Castellanos.
Doesn't matter. You lost the World Series because you had a record number of strikeouts last year.
That's true. But now we have Trey Turner. Then we lose.
And
do you see how that affects us? And in fact, it's going to affect us, guys. And I don't know. I still think we have the team that can get hot. Still has enough power and enough talent to win a World Series, right, Josh? I mean, don't you think so?
Sure. My question for you, Bill, is how do you feel about Derek Hall at first? Like, are you?
Well, he's better.
Are you
not much
comfortable?
better, but he's an upgrade defensively, wouldn't you say?
Moderately.
Moderately.
I mean, the guy's played 565 games in the minor leagues at first base.
27-year-old. Didn't Ryan Howard come up late in his career?
Yeah, I think Howard's like what, 26?
26. Hall's 27.
I think so. Yeah, and for me, I definitely think Hall is a better option than moving Bohm over to first, simply because Bohm really started to take a step forward defensively at third last season.
And from all accounts, he's really worked on his defense.
Yeah, like I don't think you want to move him across the field.
Ryan Howard was 24 when he came up, by the way, first.
Oh, is that right? I thought he was like
But his rookie year he was 25.
Right.
But he came up at 24 in that September.
Because Tomey was traded, I guess, when he was when
Well, anyway, back to the current Phils. I like what you said, Andrew, about Bohm, because Bohm has really shown a ton of growth at third base. And Billy, you know me. I mean, you know me a long time. I am not a fan of making guys change positions if they're comfortable at a spot.
Look, I agree with that. I really feel for Rhys Hoskins. Tomorrow we're going to be talking with head of orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Sean McMillan will be on the program tomorrow to talk about the ACL. I tore my ACL. I tore 2 of the 4 major ligaments. I have total knee reconstruction.
I thought you were going to say you've torn everything.
No, I feel like my body does. But it's devastating to the athlete. I know my brother tore his anterior cruciate in his senior year in high school, missed his whole high school year of football. That affected him. Now Rhys Hoskins is taking it pretty good. I know Derek Hall, in an article I read, Derek Hall went over to him. He's feeling bad, but Rhys Hoskins, showing the true character of the guy he is, says, no, this is a great opportunity for you.
Yeah.
And it is an opportunity that he's going to have to take advantage of.
Yeah, and I mean, it just shows you more about Rhys's, again, his character. I mean, the fact that he might have, knock on wood, it's not the case, but he might have played his last game as a Philly. He's a free agent going into the next season.
Exactly.
So,
the Phillies had 205, I believe, home runs last year.
All
right, I think that's the number they had. Now you're going to lose 30, but what can Derek Hall give you, Josh? What do you think you're going to get out of him if he plays a full season? And is he going to go against lefties? Is he going to play every day?
He's probably not going to go against lefties. His numbers, I was running the numbers yesterday for Mike Gill in the Sports Badge. His numbers against lefties are horrible.
Atrocious.
You know who's way better against lefties than Derek Hall is? Garrett Stubbs. You know Garrett Stubbs is a 300 hitter in his career
against
right? Left-handed pitching?
Wow.
Like, it's so weird. So
Looks
to
like
me,
he belongs in Little League.
Well, to me, my answer is on the days you have left-handed pitching, put JT Realmuto at first, put Stubbs behind the plate, because Stubbs can hit left-handed pitching.
So you do
and give Realmuto some less wear and tear on the body. Because let me tell you something, playing catcher a lot of games, it really hurts.
By the way,
wear and tear.
Yeah, and by the way, the Phillies, it was 205 home runs last year.
See, that's all up here. It's all up here.
You are the stats guy.
All right. Well, listen, we'll talk more Phillies baseball, of course. Starting tomorrow, we have Tommy Green on the mound with Tommy Green.
Love it.
Yep.
Brought to you by the John R. Elliott campaign, hero campaign for designated drivers. And we look forward to talking with Tommy Green each and every Sunday throughout baseball season. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Now, we want people, if you want to contribute to the show, you send us a text message at 609-403-0973 to participate in the show, and we'll read your text and we'll get a little conversation out of it. 609-403-0973. Hey, listen, a new wind is blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving, and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or give them a call at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800 to schedule your test drive today. Ask for Michael Pileggi. When we return, we'll go out to Vegas and talk with the sportsbook consigliere Dave Sharapan. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Nothing beats March Madness. The pure sound of a swish, the rattle of a slam dunk, the fans on their feet for the big moments. And the action just keeps getting better until a national champion is crowned. Hear all the action with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's and women's tournaments right here.
March Madness on 97.3 ESPN is being brought to you by Calvi Electric and Progressive Fence and Rail. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's home for the NCAA tournament.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Scott for Scots here. Do you hear that? Bring the mic in close. That's not how the grass should sound. There's weeds everywhere in this lawn. It's time to take action with Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action. It gets 3 jobs done at once. Kills weeds, prevents crabgrass, and feeds your lawn so it keeps growing strong. Ah, much better.
Get a bag of Scott's Triple Action today. It's guaranteed, or your money back.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet. If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. It's the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Last night, two good games. Alabama goes down to defeat in the NCAA tournament, which is like I said earlier, first time ever that all 4 number 1 seeds have failed to make the Elite Eight. There's been a whopping 12 upsets in this year's tournament so far, and I think it makes for a really exciting tournament.
Yeah, and you mentioned Alabama falling to San Diego
Alabama
State.
goes down last night.
Yeah,
And I watched.
first...
Did you see all the blocks? San Diego State. They must have had I don't know how many blocks they had, but it seemed like Alabama. They were just stopping them.
Yeah, San Diego State did an amazing job at stifling Alabama.
That's a great word, stifling.
Yeah,
they stifled them.
This is why I get paid. Like stifling.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I said organization.
Yeah, you were Canadian.
I was Canadian.
Today we have 2 games left, and we're going to be trying to get to the sportsbook Consigliere. When he checks in, we will get to him. Florida Atlantic shocks me, the fact that they've even made it this far. But this is what this tournament this year is all about. Kansas State is a -2 today. Connecticut Huskies taking on Gonzaga, and I got to be honest with you, I was, and the Princeton game last night, I was really pulling for Princeton.
Yeah, I think most people were. I mean, to see a 15 seed. Obviously, we're all from New Jersey or live in New Jersey around here, so we're all pulling for the Jersey schools to continue their magic. But
it was funny last night. The one girl in the band who kept holding up the Cinderella's a Jersey girl.
Yeah.
And then once she realized the game was out of hand, she folded up the sign and put it away.
Yeah, it's like, all right, maybe.
The game itself was exciting, and we're going to get more of that today with Gonzaga. But this tournament has been fabulous. Now it's time to go out to Las Vegas, as we do each and every Saturday. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome into the locker room the sportsbook consigliere himself, Dave Sharapan.
What's up? What's happening, guys?
I don't see you yet. My screen, Dave. I don't.
Billy, you're a little
Wait
slow.
a second. Listen, my
just listen to Billy's voice. Don't pay attention to his
my
video.
computer.
Wow, perfect.
Is on the fritz. There you are.
Billy's on the emergency backup.
I'm on the emergency backup, and everything's spinning, Dave.
Yeah,
but you're not spinning because you're solid. Your feet are solid on the ground, Dave Sharapan.
Billy, my head is spinning right now. It's been such a long week. This is such a busy time in the book with everything going on, with the madness taking priority, but they don't stop playing games in the NBA. They don't stop playing games in the NHL. And, this time of year, Billy, guys like us are thinking about baseball. Can't help it. So there's a lot of things going on.
Dave, if I may ask you, what's your first love?
Baseball and hockey. Those are
Okay.
those are my first ones. Only because those are the first sports I started playing. Baseball at 5, hockey at 4. I was playing those sports and year round. So everybody talks about football. I like it. I love college football. NFL has become what it is, and I love basketball. Absolutely love basketball. And it's just the business beats the basketball out of you. The business when you watch or book or bet like NBA basketball for a long time, it is so hard. It is just it's hard to make the numbers, it's hard to take the bets, it's hard to make bets on it because you see how it's just too many games. So but I love it. I mean, Dr. J was my favorite basketball player as a kid. I love those Sixers. I love
Well,
that
you
83
growing up in Pittsburgh, you didn't have a basketball team, but you did have the Steelers, the
Yep.
Pirates, and of course the Pittsburgh Penguins. Did you ever play it? Did you ever play at the Igloo? Did you ever get a chance to skate at the Igloo?
Oh, we practiced there all the time. Like I lived right outside the city. We practiced at the Civic Arena. I shot in between periods 5 times. In Pittsburgh.
Like the Mighty Mites?
Yeah. Oh, I did that. I got to do that 5 times. It was awesome. Yeah, I was 0 for 5 though. I did
Sound
not
like the
score
Flyers are their
one time.
shootouts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was 5 years old the first time I went out there, and I stood at center ice. I can close my eyes and picture it right now. My dad tied my skates, and I went out, and I stood there, and I could not believe there were seats on both sides of the ice. I looked around and went in a circle and almost fell down. I was like, there are so many people here. Oh my goodness. I took the puck, I skated down, I pushed it right on the goalie's stick, and I skated back to the line. I couldn't wait to be done. I was so nervous. First
Well,
time.
I've told you my I don't know. It's an embarrassing thing, but I don't mind telling it because I had an opportunity when Tockett was playing with the Pittsburgh Penguins. I used to fly out there all the time, and I drove when he got traded. I drove his car out there. Yeah. So I'm practicing. They had a voluntary practice, right? And we're out there playing, and it was Jay Caulfield, Jimmy Pack.
Yeah.
I can't remember who all was out there talking. A bunch of other guys. Tockett started roughing me up. He started like fake hit me, but he was hitting me. He was punching me. He pulled my shirt over my head, and somehow he pantsed me. He pulled the suspenders. I don't know how he did. He dragged my bare rear end naked around I couldn't get out of it around the
ice.
Floor, and the people that were cleaning the igloo stopped what they were doing, and they were laughing.
Yeah. Well,
that was a visual we did not need for this time of the morning.
It's 7:38 in the morning here, and now this is going to be with me the rest of the day.
See what I do to you?
Billy's Tuchus is going to be in my head. I mean, and it's a slowly spinning wheel, so I'm only getting a half a Billy in and out while we're talking. And Josh, Andrew, what just happened?
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I think a Billy Schwein story is worth 1,000 pictures.
My rear end was never so red. The back of my
can we get back to sports?
I wanted to kill him.
Circle it back here. Please.
I would have hit him with my stick.
Can we talk about March Madness?
Hold on, Josh. All right. Hey, listen, this tournament's been unbelievable. And I know you as an odds maker, former odds maker, has got to be loving this, right, Dave? I mean, are you guys loving Are bookmakers loving this? They're all this is the first time ever that all 4 number ones have been knocked out.
It may not be good for ratings, but it's good for book business. I can tell you that. There's a lot of people planning some trips to Hawaii, little fishing trip to the Caribbean. They're taking the whole family this year because this has been a good year. Yeah, this is great. It's fun to watch. I'll tell you, when you really look at it, it's hard to make the numbers, and I still have fun doing it. I'll text the guys that are still in the rooms, or I know a lot of guys that are down in Costa Rica and down in different places doing this still. And we'll go back and forth with the numbers. What do you think this should be? What do you think this should be as the games are ending? I have as much fun doing that because, trying to come up with a number for Florida, Atlantic, and Kansas State, which is the first game today. Those aren't brand names. Those aren't, nobody even knew that the Florida Atlantic, team existed, let alone their mascot was the Owls before today, before this week.
Idea. Had
Yeah.
no idea.
So K-State, the coach's name is Tang. Billy, did you like Tang as a kid growing up?
Yes,
You did?
you got a spoonful, put it in water, you stir it. Yeah, I like Tang. Didn't you like Tang? The astronauts drank it.
The astronauts drank it, but I mean, it would last. Like if you had some today, you could pull it out and put it in a cup. It was terrible. I didn't like it.
I
My
like
grandmother had it at her place all the time. We had here, honey, have some Tang. I didn't want any Tang. It was terrible.
I actually
But I
used to
like
put
that.
Tang in my orange juice.
I like Tang.
Oh, you did?
I did
Josh?
too. Yes, I did too.
Oh, Josh, look at Andrew's looking at everybody going, I have no idea what these guys are talking about.
Andrew,
No, he has no
lost.
idea. He thinks it's the coach's name, Tang.
Well, that is the coach's name, but
I know,
there's an
that's
orange
what he
drink, a
knows.
powdered drink you put in a cup. And see, I can see Josh, I can see you doing that. That's a little bit extra. I mean, if the orange juice wasn't
I am
orange enough,
extra. I am extra.
That's it. Yeah. So you went over the top with the Tang. But yeah,
But Dave,
I mean,
back to the game. I wanted to ask you really quick. As an odds maker, when you don't have the brand names, give the audience a better understanding of what goes in that. Because, I understand from the conversations you and I have had either on Billy's show or other places, brand name versus non-brand name for the odds makers is like a different formula, right?
a little bit. I mean, not that we're saying anything wrong here, but like Kansas State isn't a brand name. It's a Big 12 school, but it's not even a brand name. Those numbers are harder to make because you have a wider range of opinion. So as the numbers may say K-State -4, and you can't put up K-State -4 because it's so one-sided. So then you have to shape, mold, talk, fight it out, stand on the table, make your argument, and go, it's pick 'em. Well, why is it pick 'em? Because they're going to bet us a certain way. So you have a different type of discussion. Like UConn and Gonzaga, those are brand names. That number, I think, is easy to make. But you see that number today, Zags -2 or UConn -2.5. That feels a little extra. And that's where I step back myself and go, geez, I would have had that pick 'em. And that may come down. I like the Zags in that game. So this might be the top. It should be. I'd be surprised if this goes up later to -3. But if it does, books are okay needing the Zags in that spot. So yeah, Josh, it's fun. It's really interesting to see. There's a lot of different perceptions of teams without the, being the brand name that's made in the last like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, conference tournament week and these 2 weeks. And you go, okay, make a number, take millions of dollars of bets and see what happens. That's why I say nobody knows Squadouche all the time.
Yeah, and we're talking a lot about brand names. This is only the third time in history that all of Duke, UNC, Kentucky, and Kansas failed to make the Sweet 16.
That's amazing.
Only the fourth time in history, my bad.
That's
Fourth
amazing.
time.
We're talking with the sports book consigliere, Dave Sharapan, live from Las Vegas. Now, the book, a big injury to the Philadelphia Phillies. Reese Hoskins goes down. He's out for the season. A terrible loss for the Philadelphia Phillies, but we would like to get your thoughts on how do you see this affecting the Philadelphia Phillies?
Well, I mean, I saw it. I knew immediately it was bad. And then I got the text from a couple of my Philly guys that he's out the whole year. What do you think? And I immediately said, well, who's the backup? What are they going to do? Like, I know what it's going to impact the rest of the lineup without him in, but who is going to step in? Because the beauty of baseball and sports in general is that there's always somebody behind you. There's always somebody on the come up. There's always somebody looking to take your job. It's a hard gig. It's a hard life. It's kind of like this media thing, actually. But it's a little, like, think about that. Just like it. But I think like as far as affecting the numbers and stuff, it's not much of an effect, at least at the beginning. Because it's not like they're going to play with 8 guys, and nobody's going to play first. So it's yet to see how much of an impact. I think it's going to impact
30 home runs
more.
out of the lineup, but like I said, they did add Trey Turner, and that's another.
It's going to affect numbers like that, but as far as the team and winning, it will have an impact. It's not going to make or break them. Let's put it that way.
All right, to put the sports book on the seat, the hot seat. Who do you have winning the final four? Who's your odds-on favorite right now?
Well, I mean, at this point, Billy, I'm just trying to go game by game. I
Yeah,
was so
right?
impressed. I was so impressed with San Diego State.
Oh, how many blocks did they have last
They
night?
had 8 blocks.
My goodness, that defense was something else. And they're playing Creighton tomorrow. I think San Diego State can win another game. They believe that team was that was unbelievable. And Creighton is big, long, shoot threes, run. That totals 134. Everything points, that number screams San Diego State. And if you get San Diego State in a game with a team that can't match its physicality and the refs let them play, they're going to win. The odds say that the winner of Zags UConn is the winner of the tournament.
Okay.
I don't think it is. I don't
give
think
me
it is.
Give me a 2-team team. Give me a teaser today, Book.
Oh, Billy. You and these teasers. Josh. Andrew, I know you're working your way up. Don't do basketball teasers, but Billy's all over the teasers. All right. So this is what he's going to do. Listen, Florida Atlantic plus the points. Take the dogs up. Take more points than we're giving you as the book. So Florida Atlantic plus the points against Tang and K-State. I think Zags keep it close. People are telling me I'm completely wrong, that UConn's going to blow them out of the building. And then tease it all tomorrow with Miami, Billy. You could take the U. Put the U.
Put the U on there.
Those guys are grown men. And you're getting, that's the highest spread of the 4 games. I like Texas before the whole thing. Texas really could win it all. And I would say them and UConn are the favorites. But Miami's going to keep that close. Miami's not getting blown out by anybody. I don't think so. So
yeah, it's like the Lee Corso line. I like Texas, but I like it close.
I like it close.
Not so fast.
Not so fast.
All right.
I love it.
All right, there he is, the sportsbook Consigliere.
Billy, are you going? I have a question for you. You
Sure.
going golfing today? You wore the golf shirt. You wore the Phillies golf shirt. What are you doing?
My Phillies pay. See that?
I like it.
Like
you
it?
look good.
You like
yeah,
that?
yeah. You look good. Good to see all of you.
Do I look good in red? Do I look good in red, Book?
Boy, if I say no, you're going to not sleep for 2 days. I mean, yes, Billy, you look great. Phillies. Gosh, you see what I'm saying? He asked you. He already knows the answer to the question. He's like a defense lawyer. He's already done the prep and he knows the answer to the question. Yes, Billy, you look great in red.
Hey, by the way, Book, the other night, the UCLA game, I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I saw your tweet with that last shot. That was awesome, man.
Oh my!
Keep it coming, Book. Of course,
you
can
the
follow
Villanova play. That was the Jay Wright. They call that. They call that the Jay Wright. They
Jay
did that
Wright.
same
Right.
play. Yeah.
Of course, you can follow the Sportsbook Consigliere on Twitter at SportsBKConsig. Bostonian versus the Book, MLB Network, the Sportsbook Consigliere, Dave Sharapan. We'll see you next week.
Sixers are losing again at the Suns tonight. See you later.
He had to throw that in there. There he is, the Sportsbook Consigliere on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline. Want to remind people the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. That's 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number 1. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Here's what you missed on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Jokic was running away with MVP. How much of this switch in sentiment here, public sentiment, has to do, you think, with the reaction to, hold on, Jokic is about to win 3?
Zero.
And how much of it is what Embiid's been doing?
0 on the first question. Public sentiment doesn't sway my opinion. I don't care what other people think. I'm watching games. I'm seeing things for myself. I did think Jokic had a lead, but it's not just about how you start the season. It's the way you end the season as well. Meanwhile, Denver, they've been struggling down the stretch. There have been legitimate questions about what's going on in Denver right now. So at the end of the day, to me, this is a race. If I were to create a hierarchy, it would have Joel Embiid with a slight edge over Giannis, and then I'll have Jokic third.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Weekday mornings at 6 on 97.3 ESPN. Brought to you by
The Gallery Bar Book and Games at Ocean Casino Resort. For more, visit oceanac.com.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number 1.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Your next BMW is waiting for you at BMW of Atlantic City. Find exceptional savings on an extensive selection of your favorite new BMW models. Right now, lease a new 2023 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $559 a month for 36 months. Plus, get exceptional trade-in value for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Get in on all the action throughout the month of March with Madness Zone at the Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort. Take in the college basketball tournament with a panoramic view of all the games, a beverage in your hand, a bet placed on your favorite team, and an atmosphere like no other. Watch, bet, eat, and drink all tournament long at the Gallery Bar Book and Games in Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig, producing and pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. Now, you guys, I got a lot of stories of hanging out with Talkett and Mellenby, and I don't mind. I can tell a story, an embarrassing story like that, because how many people get an opportunity to skate with the Penguins in practice?
Yeah, I don't care about the embarrassing story. I was just saying that for this early in the morning for Sharapan. I mean, poor guy's like 7 o'clock out there.
7:30.
And he's having to think about your red rear end.
Rear end. Say that 10 times. Listen,
I can't.
That dude, that dude Talkett is strong. Like he was. I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, I'm sure you know better than anyone.
When Scotty McKay and I when we got out on the ice and we started doing drills with the team, we were hanging right with them. It's not until they step it up and the physicality part comes into play, and then the endurance and the strength. Like after
that's where the differentiation.
Yeah, I played A-League. I played with the U.S. Air Travel Team. We played against some pretty stiff competition. Some good hockey was played.
Yeah.
In no way remotely close to being anywhere near being able to step on the same ice with those guys.
Yeah, I mean that's why they're
And then when he did that to me, Josh, I wish you could have been there. The whole all the people that clean the igloo, like the people that are cleaning the arena,
yeah,
they stopped what they were doing and they were laughing. There was like 30 of them in the stands.
I do want to say really quick, because I know we're running out of real estate here. We do have text. We will get to you guys on the other side. 609-403-0973. So Cole from LBI, Paul in Ocean City, Dan DHT, Billy, we'll get to your text in the next hour.
All right, there's hour number 1 in the books. Andrew Leeds, how fast does that hour go?
It goes by insanely fast.
It's unbelievable.
I feel like we haven't even talked about anything yet. Yeah.
We covered a little Phillies, but we're going to talk more. We have Brian Propp, former Flyer great. Brian Propp coming up on the other side. Brian's going to talk about his golf tournament with the Guffaw Classic golf outing at, I believe it's at the Riverwinds on May 15th to benefit stroke. What do you call it? Research.
Yeah.
That's the word I was looking for. So we'll talk to Brian Propp. Then on the other side, we'll talk Sixers, Eagles, and Flyers hockey. All that on the other side. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig, right here on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, agile, staying ahead of the market at every turn, and finding ways to do more with less. That's never been more important than it is right now. So for a limited time, Comcast Business is introducing Small Business Savings, a deal for companies across the country. When you call in now, you can get powerful internet for just $39 a month for 12 months. $39 a month. With no annual contract and a money-back guarantee. All on the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses, with the company that powers more businesses than anyone else. So if you're a small business owner, don't wait. Call and get started today. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Offer ends 4/4/23. Restrictions apply. New Comcast Business 50 megabits per second internet customers only. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. Call or go online for details. After promo, regular rates apply.
It's March, and you know what that means. Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
With GM financing, the qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
It's back. That's right. March Markdown is back at Bennett Chevrolet. And this year, the savings are bigger and better than ever, with huge savings on every vehicle, because we need to move out over 200 of them right now. Believe it or not, Bennett Chevrolet is selling new vehicles at GM supplier employee pricing for everybody. Plus, there's available 0% financing. And Bennett is giving a minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker towards any pre-owned vehicle in stock. That's at least $10,000 for total junk. Just imagine how much Bennett is paying for good trades. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is a delight to work with, because they're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Don't miss March Markdowns going on now at Bennett Chevrolet, and get your new Chevy at GM supplier employee pricing, 0% available financing, and at least $10,000 for any trade towards any pre-owned in stock. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Hi. Who's this?
Buzz. He appears whenever you eat Honey Nut Cheerios.
Like a genie?
Sure.
Ooh, does he grant wishes? I wish I lived in a giant boot. No, I wish I could swim with a humpback whale. No.
I can grant you a delicious bowl of High Nut Cheerios, which can help lower cholesterol as part of a heart-healthy diet.
Ooh, with heart shapes, too.
Happy heart-shaped Cheerios are back for a limited time. Pick up a box of Honey Nut Cheerios at your local store for an easy, delicious, and heart-healthy start to your day.
Your next BMW is waiting for you at BMW of Atlantic City. Find exceptional savings on an extensive selection of your favorite new BMW models. Right now, lease a new 2023 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $559 a month for 36 months. Plus, get exceptional trade-in value for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg Harbor Township and online at bmwatlanticcity.com. For more details, call us toll-free at 609-316-2393.
South Jersey's home for the Sixers and Flyers.
Yeah!
He scores!
A two-hand jam!
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City, a Town Square media station.
Red 83!
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live in the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds with a microphone. Of course, Josh Hennig pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air. And what a crazy, we had 2 hours to get like everything in. And it's rapid fire today there, Andrew Leeds.
Yeah, it's already halfway through.
Right?
I feel like there's
tournament, Sixers. Now we want to bring on a guy who never forgot me when he was on the road. He every time I went on the road, to go to games, if there was ever a problem, I could always count on him. And so I want to return the favor. Brian Propp is a longtime Flyer. He's third all time in goals, 480. Third all time in assists. Second all time goal scorer in Flyers history. Let's go to the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline, and welcome in former Flyer great Brian Propp. Good morning, Guffaw.
Hey, Bill, how you doing? Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you, Proper. I gotta tell you, man, you're one of the good guys. In all the years that I worked for U.S. Air and was able to travel around and watch you guys play on the road. And every time there was a problem, I can always count on you, Brian, to bail me out and get me into the arena.
Yeah, well, because you had lots of trouble. You got in trouble all the time. But the thing is that I got your cell number, and so that made a difference because that I could call you.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you guys can never spell my last name right. I got Schweitzer, Schweener.
Yeah, it's a mess. So we just call you Bill.
Yeah, even Google, when you type in Schwein,
they mess
a
it
red
up.
line.
Everybody messes the last name Schwein, but they don't mess up Brian Propp. Brian, you had a great year as a Philadelphia Flyer, and I'll never forget, of course, the 85 and the 87 team where you guys went to the Stanley Cup Finals against Edmonton, and I'll tell you, I'll never forget those as you won't forget that series.
Yeah, we always had good teams in the 80s. I started with 1979-80 to 1990 for 11 years. Had good coaching, good players. Mark Howe, Brad McCrimmon, Bob Clark, Reggie Leach, and Bill Barber, and Paul Holmgren, and Key Kerr, and Poulin, and Tocchet. You name it. And Hextall was there after Pelly died. Which was a shame, but if he didn't die, maybe we could have won a couple of cups.
Yeah, I got to tell you, you guys were a close-knit team too, Proper. You guys really talk about chemistry. That team, the teams that you played with, the teammates that you had, you guys, I don't think I know of a closer unit than you guys.
Yeah, it's really at that time in the '80s, like you didn't make that much money, and so you stuck with other teams for a few years. And now it's a lot different. Like they make a lot of money, and it's kind of just like they move around like the top two lines, from rotate because they don't have the money. But other than that, like it was good in the '80s. We had good stories. We went to Kaminsky's and
Coastline.
You name about it. Like we hung with the people and we had some drinks with them, and it was fun to talk with them. Because everyone wanted to know more about the players. And unfortunately, it's a little different now because they make so much money and they just hang by themselves and they take care of themselves too much. So they don't have the good stories that we had in the '80s.
No, that is definitely true. We're talking with former Flyer great Brian Propp, and Propper. You have you suffered a stroke a few years ago, which was hard for you to overcome, but you've worked your way back. Now I know you still have some medical problems, but tell us a little bit about what happened to you and your experience with that.
Yeah, so like 10 years before that, like after I finished playing with the Flyers, I knew I had AFib, and then so what I wanted to do was I did an ablation of the heart, which means that they want to burn the ends of the heart out so that I didn't have to take blood thinners too much. And it took me a couple months after that, so like it was okay, but then after time, the medication wore off on my heart, and I was on vacation with my family in Annapolis in 2015, and I was feeling okay the first day. The second night, I had a really bad headache, and I was still in good shape because I skated twice a week in New Jersey, and I didn't notice that I was in AFib, and unfortunately, in the middle of the night, I fell out of bed. I couldn't talk. Couldn't walk. I didn't know where I was, but thankfully my family was there to call 911. Otherwise, I'm not here today.
Wow.
Because the clot went into my heart, into my brain in 3 different places, and I still have problems with my right fingers and the right side. But I've did the ambassador role for the Flyers for 4 years, like 6 years ago. And still was able to hide it a little bit, but at the start I couldn't even talk for like a few months. I had to relearn how to talk with my brain, and the first said two things that I said was Bernie Perrant, and it just came to me.
Isn't that something?
So, yeah.
I remember we went to Kaminsky's, me, you, Scotty Mellenby, and our good friend Scotty McKay. The 4 of us met at Kaminsky's. I think it was one of your first times out, and we hadn't seen you. I hadn't seen you since you had the stroke, and you get taken back because it affects people in different ways. But your whole right side of your body was like paralyzed.
Yeah, and my right fingers and my speech especially. But I've come a long way. I've done a few things to improve my speech, and just by talking with more people. And if I have to slow it down, I get mixed up with names and math a little bit here and there. But other than that, like I'm doing pretty well. I love my life and where I am, and of course, I'm still able to do some charity events. Like I have my hockey event April 5th at Iceworks for the Headstrong Cancer, and then at my golf tournament May 15th at Riverwinds in New Jersey. My first one, and of course I did a couple charity golf for Make-A-Wish from 90 to 94 with Bill McKay as a photographer.
Oh, before we get into talk about the Brian Propp's Guffaw Golf Classic, you still play hockey and you do golf. I mean, I've seen you golf. How hard was that? Like, that must have been was that a struggle? Hard for you to get back? Like, I can't believe how well you can still skate and play hockey.
Well, after my stroke, like it took me a year and a half to get back on the ice, but I was able to skate and my feet weren't affected too much by my stroke, so I was able to skate pretty well. And it just my right fingers and the right side don't work, but the goalies that I play with aren't that good, so I can still score into a Guffaw. And golf is kind of the same. Like it took me a long time at the start. Like I could only hit the ball about 70 yards, but now I'm up to about 100, 200 yards to hit it because I can't swing that far. Just a little like half swing. But other than that, like I usually hold it pretty straight, and I still win some golf tournaments with my teams. I have good players.
So Brian, let me ask you: is it like, do you know, like you feel like you can do it mentally, but you just your body doesn't, like it's not, it just doesn't work? Like, that's got to be frustrating?
It's not too bad. Like I'm always a positive person, and so like you deal with what you're with. But like so for me for golf, I could swing a little bit, but I know I can't play as well as I used to. But that's only fair because you do what you deal with too. But and just for getting better, like the only thing is my right fingers on the right side don't work. But other than I sign with left and my left hand nine and behind, and so. But other than that, I'm pretty healthy. Like I usually walk the beach every day for 4 miles, and I hand out my cigars, and I just work with the golf and charity, and so it's all really good. Also still work with Wolf Commercial Real Estate in New Jersey. Okay. So we just have a lot of things going on with them.
All right, we're talking with former Flyer great Brian Propp. Now you got the Brian Propp's Guffaw Golf Classic. It's going to be at the River Winds Golf and Tennis Club on May 15th. So what's going on with that? How do people sign up? And tell us all about the golf tournament.
Yeah, so my agent, Michael Consigliere, is helping me run the golf tournament. And it's Ron Jaworski owns River Winds, so he's giving me a nice deal for using the whole course for the day. May 15th is the day after Mother's Day. And so if people want to sign up, they can find out more information. Just go to www.golfguffaw.com for all the information. And then also, like, I have my GuffawCigars.com website and my BrianPropp.com website where you can link it to it too. But it's going really well. I mean, it's my first year, so hopefully people will support it and we get some sponsors and some golfers, and it'll be everyone will get a cigar. There'll be lots of gifts away, and it'll be a fun day, and it's a nice golf course. With Ron Jaworski's group, and so we have a dinner right after that, and we'll just it'll be a beautiful day, and I'll meet a few more people, and so we'll keep building on it. But the charity is getting back for the Comprehensive Stroke Center City. It's for the Penn Medicine University of Hospital. So they'll benefit. The money that we raise is going to be for the Stroke Center for the University of Penn, and I'm really excited about that. And we'll have probably a couple of people talking about after the dinner, right after the golf. It'll just be a wonderful, nice day, and we'll reserve the time for people that have strokes and need help with that.
Hey, Propp, you have a lot of former players that are going to be playing with you?
I don't know. These guys make so much money, but they can sign up their own ball. Like the former Flyers, I'll talk with the Flyers alumni because I'm still on the board of that. Hopefully they can support it. It's just there's some sponsors that if they want to use a celebrity, like they can pick from whoever they want. But usually I have like the football and baseball and the hockey players available. And because the Flyers are going to be not in the playoffs this year, so maybe I'll get a couple of those guys to support it too.
We're talking with former Flyer great Brian Propp. Hey, Propper, Steve, I don't know if you heard, but Steve Coates announced his retirement after 43 years in the broadcast booth. You broadcasted right after you get done playing. Didn't you have a stint broadcasting with the Flyers?
Yeah, well, I did the radio for 9 years with the Flyers, from 2000 to 2009 with Tim Saunders. And so, that was, I had my good times, and Tim Saunders is a funny guy, and Coates is really fun, and he lives at the shore, and he plays a lot of golf, but now he'll get play a little bit more golf. And
he'll have time to come out to he'll have time to come to the Brian Propp's Guffaw Classic in what's it, Deptford, I guess it is. Is that in?
Yeah, I think it's like Deptford. It's like like off of 295.
Yeah,
but
55.
Exit 47 or something like that. But it'll be a good day, and hopefully we'll find some other guys that would like to play. And then I told Coatsy that, hey, listen, he can, now that he's retired, he can just visit me in Marker Island and at Piazza, has a place in Naples, and so we'll take a trip.
All right, Proper. Well, listen, we're looking forward to the Brian Propp's Guffaw Golf Classic at the Riverwinds Golf and Tennis Club on May 15th. Go to visit golfguffaw.com for more details. Brian, thank you so much. You had a wonderful career, and we have great memories watching you play, and we want to thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
All right, there he is, Brian Propp on the Maserati, the Mainline Sports Hotline. Let me tell you something. Talk about a guy that can see the ice, Andrew. You were not alive when you were not alive. Is your mic on? I don't think your mic's on. You were not alive when Brian Propp was playing. He could see the ice real well.
Yeah.
He was a great player.
You can just tell, just hearing him talk again. I never saw
third
him
in third in goals with 480. Second in excuse me, I keep saying goals. Third in assists, 480 assists. Second in goals all time.
Yeah, and heck of a story.
And fourth with points. So Brian Propp is truly a great Philadelphia Flyer.
For the young guys, the best comparison I can come up with for the way Brian Propp played with a guy who plays now, I mean, I would probably go with Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah, that would be a good comparison.
In the fact of the skating style and the fact that Propp was so good at going from end to end, whether it was with or without the puck. And I think, Bill, as you know, there were a lot of times that you go back and watch some of those games again, you realize that he was out skating guys all over the place.
Josh, he came, you got to remember, and we got to get going. He came up in 79. Bobby Clark was still on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to come up and be as effective as he was that early is remarkable. Hey, for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern New Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with friendly staff. It's no wonder Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store. Go in there and tell them the Locker Room sent you. Folks, I'm here to tell you about Lavari Seafood Bar and Grill, located on Route 50 in Tuckahoe Road in Petersburg. Just 8 minutes over Ocean City's 34th Street Bridge. It's an old school bar, 18 big screen TVs, daily specials, open every day at 11 a.m., celebrating 15 years in business. Every Thursday night is wing night, $1 wings, $2.50 domestic drafts. Live music every Friday night. Book a private party. Call Dave Lavari. Dave's a great guy. 609-628-2225. That's 609-628-2225 to book a private party at Lavari's Seafood Bar and Grill. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the Locker Room. Billy Schwein, the intern, Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Nothing beats March Madness. The pure sound of a swish, the rattle of a slam dunk, the fans on their feet for the big moments. And the action just keeps getting better until a national champion is crowned. Hear all the action with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's and women's tournaments right here.
March Madness on 97.3 ESPN is being brought to you by Calvi Electric and Progressive Fence and Rail. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's home for the NCAA tournament.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too.
The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And Tax Prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Your next BMW is waiting for you at BMW of Atlantic City. Find exceptional savings on an extensive selection of your favorite new BMW models. Right now, lease a new 2023 BMW X3 S-Drive 30i for $559 a month for 36 months. Plus, get exceptional trade-in value for your current vehicle. Visit BMW of Atlantic City, closer than you think. Located in Egg. 162393.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back here on the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim. There we go. Andrew Leeds and Josh Hennig. Hey, listen, Andrew, we were talking during the break. That 87 Flyers team probably should have beat the Edmonton Oilers had they not had so many injuries. But you're talking about the Edmonton that 1987 Edmonton Oilers team, probably one of the best hockey teams ever. Wouldn't you say, Josh?
Yeah, I was using the analogy for the younger people like Andrew. You know, it's like the Miami Heat team had LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, but then they had the older, like, great players as well, like, you know, Ray Allen, Mike Bibby, and that Oilers team was just a powerhouse because even the guys who were not Hall of Famers were multiple time all-star caliber.
They could roll
players.
4 lines, and it was like they were all-star. Gretzky, Messier, Yari Curry, Glenn Anderson, Esa Tikkanen, Greg Simpson, Steve Smith, Crucial Niski, Charlie Huddy, Craig McTavish.
Yeah, so like for the average fan, you know, Andrew's kind of got to look on his face like, you know, I don't know who some of these names are.
I recognize some of the names, though,
but like
that's the big thing.
It's the idea that you know, if you frame it correctly, you know, Bill, I'm trying to frame it for the younger people.
Frame it for them.
You know, it's the idea that, you know, when the Flyers almost beat the Oilers, it was similar to, remember the old Spurs team that beat the Miami Heat?
Yeah.
And it was Duncan wasn't in his prime anymore. And Manu and Paul, Tony Parker weren't in their prime anymore, but they were still really good. And Kawhi was just coming up. It was almost not literally like in terms of age wise, but like for that Flyers team was right there with them. And as Billy said, if it wasn't for the injuries, they're probably got that next cup right there.
Oh, no doubt about it. Man. It's been, I want to change a little bit. So I want to talk about the Sixers. It's been 40 years since the Sixers won a championship.
Yeah.
40 years, guys.
There's only been I'm pretty sure have they only made one
2001.
appearance since then?
Right.
Yeah.
2001 was the only appearance they've had in the last 23 years.
It's not acceptable.
No.
And I got a question about PJ Tucker. Are you concerned? The Sixers lost last night to the Golden State Warriors, 120-112. And I watched, like I said, I watched a lot of basketball last night, as I'm sure you all did. I thought that with Joel Embiid playing, he was dominating. He dominated last night. And I was shocked. Obviously our bench didn't score, but PJ Tucker didn't score any points. Are you guys concerned about that?
Yeah, I'm not concerned at all personally because, you look at this season. I don't know what the number is now, but I know. I think last week he was.
But Andrew, he didn't have any points there.
The Sixers are 16, and I believe now 16-5 in games where he scores 0 points. So they play well. It allows him to focus his energy on other things besides
PJ
scoring.
Tucker's not here to score points, Bill.
I know, but when you look at the box score, you
stop looking at the box score. Watch the basketball game. When you watch the game,
all right, but he missed a couple wide open threes.
But that's not what he's there for. He's there to do all the dirty work. Okay, right. Billy, you love hockey, right? What was the purpose of a guy like Marty McSorley? It wasn't to score goals.
Intimidation.
Right. PJ Tucker is there to be the bad boy, to take attention away from Embiid, Harden, Maxey, and others. Right. That's why he's there. If he's there to look at Draymond Green and say, you want to mess with me? Mess with me. Don't mess with the other guys.
Yeah, not only that, but he's also there to help them defend those big guys like Giannis,
Now, if you wanted to tell me, Bill, that maybe they're not using PJ Tucker in the proper role at times, we could have that conversation. I think one of the problems I saw last night was there was too many times where when they would go to the bench, they would leave Tobias in and then bring in Niang instead of leaving PJ Tucker in and bringing Niang. If that's a conversation you want to have, I think that's to be had because I think last night in a game without Harden, you could have asked PJ Tucker to be a little bit more of like a hockey assist guy.
Right.
Or like
I just thought we could get more out of him last night when we needed him the most.
The problem last night, like Andrew said earlier, it was the bench scoring, number one. And number two, down the stretch, I felt that Maxey was taking too many unnecessary shots. Like that one deep three chuck was ridiculous. You're not Steph Curry, bro.
Let me ask you this. So Joel Embiid won his 4th Eastern Conference Player of the Year award.
Player of the Week
award. Tying Allen Iverson for the most by a Sixer player in one season in franchise history. Is he going to win the MVP?
If it was up to me, he would.
Josh, your objective?
Should he win the MVP? Yes.
Will he win the MVP?
I don't know for this one reason. Everyone I keep reading who are actually like people who are voting,
right?
They keep vacillating between 3 people.
Yeah.
And I'm getting the sense that Jokic is not going to win the award. The problem is that there are a lot of people who are players in the league, like Draymond Green, for example, and others. They think Embiid should win the MVP. Like other players, other teams, they think. Coaches think that Jokic should still be MVP. People on the Bucks think Giannis should be MVP.
Yeah, but it's not. But you guys got to admit, no matter who you are, where you play, I know they got to stick up for their own players, but Joel Embiid has been dominating this year.
Listen,
and here's the thing, too, Josh. He's playing. There's been you hear every other game. Oh, he's nursing this, he's nursing that. But years prior, he would have missed those games.
That's true.
Not this year.
I just think that the problem right now is that I can't trust these voters to get it right. And I think that is the problem. It's like Sixer fans, Billy, where you got to get out of the second round before we believe in you, right?
Yeah.
I think I feel the same way with the voters. I feel like until you guys get it right, I can't trust you to get it right.
All right. Andrew, can the Sixers beat the Suns tonight?
I think they can. I mean, they are.
You heard the
coming
book.
off-
He didn't think so.
No, yeah.
No,
I did
he
hear
is
that
out.
take.
He was out on that one.
Yeah, no, I disagree. I do think I'm not necessarily saying that I think the Sixers should be favored. I mean, it is at Phoenix. They are playing off of the second night of a back-to-back from Golden State, but also Phoenix. They're
both
last night.
playing off a back.
Yeah, Phoenix lost to Sacramento last night in a close one. I do think
Lost 6 of their last 7 games against the Suns.
Yeah, dating back to before the bubble. So
they got their work cut out for them tonight. One last question before we go to break. What was James Harden wearing around his neck? Was that a picture of himself?
I don't know. Let me pull
Josh?
up the picture.
Did you notice
Honestly,
that last night?
I didn't look closely enough at it. So
They showed several times. They showed him on the bench, and he had a chain around his neck. If anybody can enlighten us, 609-403-0973. What was he wearing around his neck? It looked like a chain with it had like a picture thing. It looked like a picture of himself. Now I could be wrong, but somebody out there has got to tell us. 609-403-0973. What was he wearing around his neck last night? Josh, you don't remember seeing it?
I mean, I vaguely remember it, but I'm looking it up right now to see if I can get a better.
609-403-0973. Contribute to the show. 609-403-0973. Josh will read your text messages on the other side.
Yes, I will.
For over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern New Jersey. Just a stone's throw away from Ocean City, it's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for this party. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll look back at the Sixers weekend out west against the Warriors and the Suns to get you ready for their big matchup, Jokic and Embiid, as they take on the Nuggets. Eagles weekend, Phillies getting ready to start the season. All that and more coming up on Monday.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's sports leader.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's the train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Hundreds of Volkswagens in stock and on sale. Hundreds of Mitsubishis, even 100 electric Bintelli golf carts in stock and on sale at Tom's River Auto Group. And not one a penny over sticker. Plus, Tom's River Auto has a Birds fan bonus. $500 off just for showing up in a team jersey, hat, socks, whatever. How easy is that? New or used, Tom's River's got plenty, but hurry. On sale, they're flying. Click Tom'sRiverAutoGroup.com.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
With GM financing, qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
It's back! That's right! March Markdown is back at Bennett Chevrolet. And this year, the savings are bigger and better than ever, with huge savings on every vehicle, because we need to move out over 200 of them right now. Believe it or not, Bennett Chevrolet is selling new vehicles at GM supplier employee pricing for everybody. What? Getting a minimum $1,000 clunker towards any pre-owned vehicle in stock. That's at least 10 grand for total junk. Just imagine how much Bennett is paying for good trades. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is a delight to work with because they're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Don't miss March Markdowns going on now at Bennett Chevrolet, and get your new Chevy at GM supplier employee pricing, 0% available financing, and at least 10 grand for any trade towards any pre-owned in stock. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Now, more of The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Andrew Leeds, Josh Hennig. Also want to remind people we're streaming live on my YouTube channel.
And
you
the
go to
website.
my website, right, Andrew?
Yep, you go on the website, you just scroll down a little bit, and then it's right there playing live.
The Locker Room, Billy Schweim. I want to remind people there's a new wind blowing at Maserati, the main line. The all-new Maserati Gregale midsize SUV has officially arrived. Stop by Maserati, the main line, located in Devon, PA, just minutes away from Center City, Philadelphia, to experience it for yourself. With class-leading space, advanced driving and technology features, the Gregale makes every journey a thrilling experience. From your daily commute to weekend road trips, the Maserati Gregale elevates every moment into something truly special. Test drive the all-new Gregale for yourself and experience how it makes every day exceptional. Visit them online at motml.com or call Michael Pileggi at 484-804-4800. That's 484-804-4800 to schedule your test drive today. Ask for Michael Pileggi. All right, guys, let's talk a little Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Because
well, we got to get to the text.
Oh,
here.
I'm sorry. That's right. 609-403-0973. Go ahead, Josh.
By the way, first of all, we had not one but two texters, Jeff in Summers Point and Matt in Delaware, text in that it was Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey Hussle
was the
All
rapper on his neck.
Because I thought from my vantage point, now I got all full disclosure, I was in bed and I was watching,
Yeah.
but I saw a picture of that. I thought it was him, a picture of him.
Matt in Delaware says the kids say the darnest things and athletes wear the darnest things. That's why Nipsey Hussle is being worn by Harden. Jeff in Summers Point, he says that, that Nipsey Hussle and Harden were really good friends, which I did know that. So.
Yeah.
Couple other texts to get in from earlier in the show at 609-403-0973. Dan in EHC had 2 points he wanted to make. He says the best uniforms ever are the 76ers. It's American. It's red, white, and blue.
And by the way, so my daughter's 7, and I said, Eliza Grace, you know how the 76ers got their name, right? And I told her. She goes, now she remembered it, and she says it all the time. She went into she told her teacher, but that's pretty cool. 1776.
And also Dan EHC says, Josh made a great point about the Phillies. The Phillies were nothing until they fired Girardi last year.
Isn't that amazing? How just firing the manager, like Rob Thompson, what he's done to this team.
Yeah, no real roster move. I mean, they brought in like Syndergaard, but that's not going to change team success.
Yeah.
609-403-0973. Josh, you got another one?
Yes, Paul from Ocean City chimed in. He says he spent 2 weeks in Clearwater. He says, I like Reese Hoskins, but Derek Hall is going to tear it up.
Wow.
He looked really good in spring training, and he thinks it actually will be an upgrade on the field. He thinks Hall can easily hit 30 homers if he gets enough playing time. Go Phils.
You know
with
what?
4 exclamation points.
Guess what?
They're talking about the Fightins.
Yeah, not too far off. I mean, Derek Hall's got power. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, I saw him hit a home run the opposite field. Just got into the left foul. He's a left-hander, but the ball just landed right next to the left field foul.
I mean,
fair pole.
You could argue he's probably the 3rd best pure power hitter on the team.
Yeah,
they're stacked.
Because you got Schwarber and Harper are both massive power hitters. And then you could argue Hall's number 3 behind them.
609-403-0973.
Cole from LBI, he chimes in. He says, I think if you're a Phillies fan, you got to be a little worried about Taijuan Walker as your 3 instead of Ranger Suarez. He has extreme ups and downs at times. The Mets went out and got Bassett last year because they didn't trust Walker as a number 3. He says, I like Walker, but I don't really think he's a 3 starter, and he wasn't that impressive in the second half of last year.
All right, but once again, his overall record was still impressive at 12-5, and he had 3.45 ERA, something like 4.6 ERA.
Mhm.
Look, the Mets. Well, they had 100 wins last year, didn't they, Josh?
They did, but Cole makes a good point, which is they didn't have all those wins just because of Walker.
No,
it was, and I think that Walker's the kind of guy where he's a good pitcher, not a really good pitcher. And I think that,
all right, so he'd be a good 3, good 4, but now that there's an injury, he's got to step up like Derek Hall. You get an opportunity, they got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and hopefully he does.
Right? All right, turn our attention to the Eagles?
I mean, you're the one who waited till 11:40 in the show to get to
we have a lot to talk about today, and we're getting in. The number of players that the Eagles have lost is up to 8. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Javon Hargrove, Isaac Sayamalo, Miles Sanders, Kazir White, T.J. Edwards, Andre Dillard, and Marcus Epps. I ask you this.
I think I actually just realized I forgot to include also Gardner Minshew. So 9.
Let me ask you this in turn.
Yeah.
You worried about the Eagles next year?
No, I wouldn't say I'm worried. I mean, obviously we're going to
lose that many guys.
We were going into this offseason knowing we were going to lose a lot of guys. I mean,
I
don't think
20
anybody.
free agents.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I would say I mostly heard about the C.J. Gardner-Johnson loss. I mean, I was a huge fan of him during his time in Philly, and I wanted him to come back. But hey, we were able to bring in Terrell Edmonds from the Steelers on a 1-year deal, who I think is a phenomenal.
70 tackles, 5 passes. Did he have any interceptions last year? I don't think so. 1 or 2.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Terrell Edmonds. I don't believe so.
No, I think he has 5 in his career.
Yeah.
Edmonds is the kind of guy, he's not here as much to replace. All right, so there's 2 points to this we need to emphasize for the audience. Number 1, Edmonds is, I think, more here to be an upgrade over Marcus Epps than he is to specifically replace C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That's the first part. The second part is, remember, Sean Desai, even though structurally he runs a similar defense to Jonathan Gannon, I think it's fair to say he's not going to run literally the same defense. So there's a real strong possibility that if you go into the season, let's say, they probably won't, because knowing Howie Roseman, he'll pull a rabbit out of the hat and get somebody else. But if you went into the season, let's say with Terrell Edmonds and Reed Blankenship, or Terrell Edmonds and Justin Evans out there, I don't think you're going to ask those guys to be C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Bill. I think you're going to ask those guys to be the best versions of themselves.
All right, and that's a fair statement. Justin Evans is the other safety they brought in. Both guys have been brought in just on a 1-year deal.
Evans is here on a 1-year deal because he has an injury history.
Yeah, and he's much more of a depth signing. I mean, immediately after that signing happened.
But you guys see a pattern here, though? They had a bunch of guys last year who were on 1-year deals.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Listen,
is this a new trend, Josh?
Well, it's a new trend because in today's NFL, if you're going to pay the quarterback, you have to work around the cap every year. Teams like the Chiefs are doing it right now, right? Teams that have quarterbacks who they paid a lot of money to, they give out these 1 or 2 year deals so they can work around the cap fluctuations.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me ask the young Buck intern, Andrew Leeds. A lot has been made of Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
Are you interested in him at all as a younger fan? I mean, are you enamored by his 12 touchdowns last year, albeit in like short yardage situations?
See, I'm not enamored by Zeke's production. I mean, obviously, since his
you know how I feel about the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I don't care how good he is. I don't want him.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I think, well, on
as
my
a
end,
fan,
maybe this is the younger side of me. Part of me mainly wants Zeke just so Cowboys fans have to see him in the midnight. I mean, I think Jerry.
So
Jones,
you do it more out of spite. The Cowboys,
more out of spite.
Like,
maybe that's the younger side of me. But honestly, I'm not banging on the door to bring Zeke in.
Right.
However, I do think specifically for like the short yardage situation,
I
if
think
you
the
have
Eagles
a
have
backfield,
no intention of even looking at him.
That's what reports are saying. And I mean, honestly, I would prefer.
I think this is the agent, Josh, getting people worked up.
Ezekiel Elliott has a wish list.
Yeah.
He has a list of teams he wants to play for. Well, I have a lot of jobs I want to have,
Yeah.
but those jobs might not be interested in me having those jobs.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's going on here. Personally, I have zero interest in Zeke. I think that he was a byproduct in certain ways by being behind a elite Cowboys offensive line for a few years. And I think as a person and a guy off the field, I think that his messiness off the field and some of his issues are something the Eagles don't want in their locker room. Don't forget, there was speculation the part of the reason why the Eagles didn't give C.J. Gardner-Johnson a bigger deal was because of his immaturity issues, and you've seen that play out on Twitter. Well, Elliott has actual legal issues off the field.
Right.
That's a completely other level.
Well,
remember,
he's changed. I mean, remember his first couple of years in the league, he was in all kind of trouble. He's been under the radar last year.
And apparently the Cowboys locker room all love him and say he's,
well, they
he's a
also
huge
grew
guy.
up with him. Some of those
That's
guys,
true.
You know what I can't stand? Like if you're looking on FaceTime or my Facebook page, the not Facebook, YouTube channel, the Eaton. I'm doing the Eaton thing. I can't stand that.
Stop doing it then.
I just can't stand seeing people feed,
Right?
Really quick.
No, I can't see Zeke Elliott in a Cowboys uniform. I couldn't take him in a Philly Eagles uniform.
Really quick, let's go back to the Eagles. So, Bill, let me ask you. I want to know from you, because now that we're winding down in free agency, right? Now the free agency is becoming less of a topic, and we're getting closer to the draft now. How are you feeling about the Eagles going into the draft?
Well, I think they're in a better position. They'll be more flexible. I mean, you could even make an argument for them to trade down.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah, I could see.
I mean, they got the 10th, 30th. They have 2 picks in the first round, 10 and 30. Then they got number 62, which is in the second round.
Yeah, and
then 92.
And we're talking about Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, there's been a lot of rumblings about Bijan Robinson out of Texas about the Eagles having interest in him. We did see that he went to Philadelphia for a pre-draft visit last week.
Look, I saw him play 2 games last year. The guy's phenomenal.
Yeah, he does share an agent with Jalen Hurts.
Here's the thing. I think Josh, because you have game night every week and you get to talk to Mosher and all these guys that are close to the Eagles. McMullen, excuse me. I'm thinking of Dr. McMillan, who I'm having on tomorrow. But you're talking to guys. It seemed like to me the trend is getting running backs in their rookie contract, and then because they don't last long, they take too many hits, right? They're not as durable. It's not a position that teams are putting a lot of value in anymore.
Correct.
No.
Yeah, but the thing is
it because of because it's? I mean, you're getting hit.
It's part of the issue. The other thing is that there's so many running backs now who are found in later rounds. I mean, look at the Eagles' history. Who are 2 of the greatest running backs of the last 20 plus years?
In Eagles history, Brian Westbrook and
Shady
McCoy.
They were both not first-round picks.
Yeah, the Eagles actually have not drafted a running back in the first round since what was it?
Was it Keith Byers?
It was Keith Byers back in 1986.
I can't believe I guessed that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm done for the day.
Turn off your mic.
I can't outdo that. By the way, on the text board it's 609-403-0973. Johnny G from Ocean City.
Johnny Griner.
He says, "Yo, Billy and Josh, Eagles drop to 10-7 next year.
Wow.
Go Birds. No Zeke. He is done."
Johnny G is down on the Eagles 10-7.
I mean, that's still a decent record.
That's still a playoff team.
Yeah.
All right. Also, some good news. You always want to reward good guys and great players. Lane Johnson gets an extension. Well deserved. Best right tackle in football.
Yeah, and it's a win-win. The Eagles, they clear up $9 million in cap space with this restructure, and I mean, Lane Johnson's getting paid $30 million guaranteed.
So Nakobe Dean fills in for Kazir White, Josh?
I think Nakobe Dean actually is going to be used in an amalgamation of TJ Edwards and Kazir White.
Amalgamation.
Because I think that
Jeez.
Nakobe Dean is Nakobe Dean's a sideline to sideline guy. He's a guy who called the defense at Georgia.
Yeah.
All right. Look, when you draft guys from programs like Alabama, Georgia, you're getting your guys that have won national championships. I think that's where you should go shopping.
There is value in that for sure. I mean, look at Jalen Hurts. Alabama and Oklahoma, 2 premier programs, and now he's looking like the guy of our future.
I think they drafted Nakobe Dean believing he was eventually going to be the starting linebacker for this team.
All right. I love it, guys. Listen, for over 83 years, Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in southern New Jersey. It's just a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. It's been there for 83 years. With friendly staff, it's no wonder Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. Circle Liquor is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need for that party. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. 609-927-2921. That's Circle Liquor Store in Summers Point. Tell them the Locker Room sent you. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that's run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. And I hope Ken Dunnick, he's a great guy. He's making a speedy recovery. He had surgery a little while back, and we wish him the best. When we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, and Josh Hennig right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey later today on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app with Tim Saunders and Steve Coates calling all the play-by-play action. It's Flyers Red Wings later today. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on the radio home of the Flyers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN and listen live on the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/Be Smart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Mom, Dad, Sis?
Here we go again.
Why are you in a suit? Picture, if you will, a world with the best network imaginable. I'm talking about the Xfinity 10G network. Go on. Mom, remember how your reality shows wouldn't load with all of us online? Now you can binge. And Susie, we'll have fast internet in the basement.
Nice.
If you have any questions, here's my card.
This is just your name on a gum wrapper.
Introducing the 10G network only from Xfinity. The future starts now. Now through April 23rd, new customers can get 200 megabit Xfinity internet during our limited time Xfinity 10G network launch celebration for just $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, there's no annual contract required and you get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com/10G, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and devices. Actual speeds vary.
It's March, and you know what that means. Taxes are do. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting the sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Get in on all the action throughout the month of March with Madness Zone at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort. Take in the college basketball tournament with a panoramic view of all the games, a beverage in your hand, a bet placed on your favorite team, and an atmosphere like no other. Watch, bet, eat, and drink all tournament long at the Gallery Bar Booking Games in Ocean Casino Resort. For more information, visit theoceanac.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free 97.3 ESPN mobile app.
All right. We're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, the intern Andrew Leeds, of course, Josh Hennig. Now, Josh, tomorrow I'm going to get ganged up with a youth movement in here.
Yeah.
With Danny Ryan and Andrew Leeds ganging up on me tomorrow.
Listen, you better get a good night's sleep tonight. Because I won't be here to give good analogies to help Andrew and the young people understand who the 80s Oilers were.
I know my history a bit. Not with hockey as much. But.
All right, so starting tomorrow, too, we'll go back on the mound with Tommy Green, brought to you by the John R. Elliott Hero Campaign for Designated Drivers, a longtime partner of the Philadelphia Phillies, reminding you not to drink and drive and to always have a designated driver. Designated hitters win games. Designated drivers save lives. Take the Hero Pledge today at herocampaign.org, and remember to be a hero, be a designated driver. And then, of course, Dr. Sean McMillan from Virtue. He's the head of chief orthopedic surgeon there, sports medicine, will talk to us about the ACL. Of course, my brother Bobby and I know a lot about that.
Yeah.
As both of us have had, my brother had both of his right and his knee reconstructed. I just had my right. And so we'll talk to the doc and find out about all of that. Now, do we get everything in today, guys?
I think so.
Did I leave anything out, Josh?
There is one thing we have to mention. Steve Coates is retiring.
Well, we did say it, but we want to thank a great career for Coates. You know what? I might have to call Coates up and see if we get him on tomorrow. We got Flyers hockey at 1:00 right here on 97.3 ESPN. And then, Josh, college basketball. Give us the lineup, Josh.
Yeah, we got the Elite Eight tonight. Coverage begins at 5:30 here on 97.3 ESPN. Tomorrow, 1:30 is the coverage of the Elite Eight here on 97.3 ESPN. We got you covered all weekend long. Of course, the Locker Room tomorrow with Billy Schwein, 10 a.m. to noon.
With the youth movement tomorrow, Josh.
Yes, sir.
The young guys. You gotta wear a tie tomorrow there. No facial hair.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
All right, thanks for making the Locker Room part of your Saturday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. We'll be back at it tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, right here on 97.3 ESPN. Let's go, Flyers.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Viking Pest Control, a proud partner of Prudential Center, presents a ticket giveaway for Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Send photos, videos, or stories about your best pest experience and be entered for a chance to win. Visit VikingPest.com for contest details. That's VikingPest.com.
With GM financing, qualified buyers excludes Corvette.
It's back. That's right. March Markdown is back at Bennett Chevrolet. And this year, the savings are bigger and better than ever, with huge savings on every vehicle, because we need to move out over 200 of them right now. Believe it or not, Bennett Chevrolet is selling new vehicles at GM supplier employee pricing for everybody. Plus, there's available 0% financing. And Bennett is giving a minimum $10,000 for the worst clunker towards any pre-owned vehicle in stock. That's at least $10,000 for total junk. Just imagine how much Bennett is paying for good trades. And Bennett's non-commissioned sales team is a delight to work with, because they're paid on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. Don't miss March Markdowns going on now at Bennett Chevrolet, and get your new Chevy at GM supplier employee pricing, 0% available financing, and at least $10,000 for any trade towards any pre-owned in stock. Find new roads at Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing